Damien, I think people aren't haters when they pointed out that Dallas's record was built largely off beating bad teams. Seattle was a good team, and they were a desperate team, and Dallas gets a comeback victory. They show you anything you felt like you wanted to see out of them in this game?
Well, I've always said, like, the one thing about Dallas, they're kind of like a front-running team, particularly at home. They jump out on you quick. The defense feasts, create turnovers, and they usually run away. And that was due to a lot of feeding a lot of bottom feeders. But this is their first team that they played that had a winning record.
Right.
And they were, it was kind of like a heavyweight bout. Teams were just trading body blows. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys made just enough plays to come out and win this game.
You and I were talking as we watched this game. The Cowboys' schedule is much more rugged between now and the playoffs. This is clearly a playoff team, and they're clearly a whole lot better at home. Between now and when the playoffs start, how significant is it for Dallas to earn the right? Home field probably not going to happen, but just to make sure they're home as long as they can be, because they seem so different there.
Yeah, we were talking to me before, but, Dallas and Miami are the two teams that they seem like they're different teams at home. And I know this down the stretch right here, I think Dallas is going to answer a lot of questions. They're going to answer a lot of questions because they play a lot of top-tier competition, So I've also said that Dak Prescott, if he plays well, he's going to win this MVP award, with the opponents that he has coming down the stretch. So this is the first step in the process, beating Seattle. Now look at the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, Philly, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit. That four-game stretch, I mean, in terms of answering, these are the teams in your weight class because you're not going to play the Giants or Washington in the playoffs. You're playing teams like this. So tonight, to me, felt like a game where you had to pull something, not a rabbit out of the hat, but you had to come back from behind. You haven't trailed all year. To me, that's some kind of an answer.
That is encouraging for the Dallas Cowboys because they've never trailed at home. So to be able to do that against a winning team at home is very encouraging for the Dallas Cowboys.
Seattle, real quick, they've got to go to San Francisco, and then they got Philadelphia. So the schedule for them is nasty. By the way, that game just got flexed to Monday night with Philadelphia comes up there. I thought Geno was phenomenal given what he's been messing with his arm. I mean, didn't ultimately get the win, no moral victories. But does he show you enough tonight to feel like they can win games down the stretch?
Geno was in his bag tonight. He was in his bag. He had four total touchdowns. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys had a lot of pressure on him, and he was still out there making plays. So Geno was going blow for blow with Dak Prescott.
Cook scored, but it's CD that hung giant numbers. A dozen catches, $116 in the score. Sixth game with 100 yards this season, joining some elite Cowboy wideouts. Man, those are some legends. Kids, if you didn't know Bullet Bob Hayes, that man could fly back in the late 60s and 70s. Quickly, Damien, you told me as we watched this tonight, I know Philadelphia's good. I know San Francisco's good. They play, by the way, we just don't have enough time to talk about that game, which is too bad. How close is Dallas now to being on that level with those two?
You see those next four games right there? That's going to tell the whole story.
Okay.
About where we think that the Dallas Cowboys are as it relates to Philadelphia and the 49ers. Great first step, getting this win against the Seattle Seahawks, but those next four games are going to tell the whole tale.
And Philadelphia had that six-game gauntlet we talked about. They're 3-0 in that, but now they're home dogs against San Francisco. Got to go to Dallas next week, man. The heavyweight fights are starting now. Damien, appreciate you, and we will talk again soon.